So first things first, one of the things I want to capture in Shepherd's Say is exactly what the notes say. So the very first paragraph of the program notes say, in agricultural districts in various parts of England, teams of Morrismen, decked out with jingling bells and other finery, can still be seen dancing to Shepherd's Say and other traditional dance tunes played on the fiddle or on the pipe and tabor, a small drum and fife. I quote directly from Percy Grainger in the year of our Lord, 1918. So what does that exactly mean? So, within the first 10 measures, we get 3 themes throughout it. And we also have a lot of cadential, cadences at the end of each phrase. So, what best way to understand how we should interpret this than hearing Grainger play it himself? So, this is a recording of somewhere in the early 20th century of Grainger playing Shepherd's Say on the piano. And I want you to listen and follow along with your part specifically when it comes to each end of the phrases where we have the 5-1 motion, the perfect authentic cadence, if you will. And so on and so forth. So the first thing, can we please, let's try that again. Can we first, let's do measures 1 to 14, and I want to focus specifically on measure 13 coming in on the cadential express, and really emphasizing the cadence. Not necessarily slowing down, but just adding the bum bum motion that we want. Can we please, so the first voice, that is the first character, that comes out is the ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, and that comes in again with the alto. So first things first, can we hear Taylor, if you would? Can you set the style for us from the very beginning? And then Philip, could we please hear the bass clarinet line there to get it where? Very beginning. The bum bum ba da 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 dum bum. Ready? Good. Please make sure 3rd, 4th clarinets, alto, bass clarinet, no bassoons, and then tenor to make sure we really crescendo through that measure. Because that's almost like Grainger is big on swells and dynamics, so make sure we really give that energy. So can I please hear 3rd, 4th clarinet, bass clarinet, and tenor there so we can get the crescendo. There we go, good. And can we also, everyone, we could be a little bit more buoyant. So think about like a little sheep. Nice little lamb, and it's like hopping along the hills of Scotland. It's just having a grand old time. That's kind of the character we want to invoke here. Just to make sure, because I didn't mention it before, for 3rd and 4th clarinets, please cover the bassoon cues at measure 6, because we do not have bassoons, because I don't know any bassoon players. They all went to student teach. So can we please have everyone, one more time, from the beginning to 14. And I'm going to snap a little bit because we're dragging a little bit. If we can just think forward and as light as possible, but still with body. Okay? Good. Can I please hear 3rd and 4th clarinets around the bassoon cue? Increase a little bit more of that because I can't. Good. Just make sure I hear a little bit of finger and tongue glitches. Make sure that we keep our fingers ahead of our tongue. Clarinets, make sure you just keep your tongue nice and forward as close to the root as possible, and make sure that we're still nice and buoyant. Can I please, moving ahead, let's put all of that together one more time just for clarity's sake. And so make sure that we're emphasizing the cadential motion, fingers in front of the tongue, buoyant, and really enveloping the character that Grainger transcribed through his travels in the foothills. I lied. One more thing we need to address. We need to have a sudden dynamic change at measure 10. So we have everyone in this nice woodwind choir-esque thing at the beginning, but at the end, when the oboe solo comes in, can we act more as a accompaniment and really just hold her up so we can showcase what she has to play? So can we please start right at measure 10 with the oboe pickup and make sure that the accompaniment, so that is bass clarinet, bari sax, just rein it in a little bit, and let Rachel you can sing out. One, Good. And then same thing when it turns to the brass. Horns, just make sure, nice in the pocket. And then Emmanuel, correct? Yes, cool, okay. Make sure, same thing, echo Rachel and the style that she set. But the only difference is that when you get to the last two notes in measure 17, make sure to really stress those legatos because it's a little something different. So can we do 10 to 18, please? And can we focus on really being an accompaniment for the oboe and the cornet? Good. Can we do the brass one more time? And you can even come out a little bit still. Starting right at 14, cornet pickup. 1, There we go. Wonderful. Okay. So let's go from there, beginning to 18. And let's see if we can think more forward. Always think on to the next note to keep it really moving. Good. We can still be, y'all are holding back a little bit, I can tell. Can we just open up, we're chilling, we're having a good time, and really make sure and really exaggerate the dynamics. Moving forward, let's start right at 18, and can I hear clarinets and flutes when you come in on the 16th notes, just right to 22. So starting clarinets including basses from 18 to the downbeat of 22. Just focusing on articulation. Pickups to 18. 1, 2. Cool. Clarinets, a little more buoyant still. Just make sure lots of air behind the tongue, light tongue, and really that is a classic short, long, or just like what we call in the biz a sentence. So make sure those eighth notes are leading to the quarter notes, and then on the second time, on the third iteration of the bring that out a little bit because our ear's not expecting it. It's something different than what we heard before. Good work. One more time, same thing. 1, 2. Good. Can we have everyone there now from 18 to 22? And really give a zing on those 16th notes because it comes out of nowhere. This is Grainger with his schizophrenic self, like just imagine like on the piano going rum, and really bring it out. 18 to pickups, 18 to 22. 1, 2. This is, out of the entire ensemble, they're the only ones that have this, so let's see now. Pickups to 21. And 1, 2. So pickups, pickups to 21. Pickups to 21. We have the chromatic, 8th notes going downward. Right? Yeah, pickups to 21. So you hear that cool little chromatic ditty? So y'all can bring that out a little bit. I don't want it to jump out of the texture, but I want it to definitely be prominent because remember, chromatic prefix is chroma, which means color. We want a lot of color tones there because it's something that doesn't happen in the rest of the piece. So one more time, pickups to 18 to 22. Listen for saxes, and everyone make sure we give, because literally everyone in the ensemble, almost everyone in the ensemble, has the 16th notes down. We really want to bring those out and really shake the audience. Pickups to 18, and 1, 2. There we go. Cool, 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 cool. And then, so, did that. Horns, I forgot to mention, you also on the, and measure 17 with the bump bottom. Same thing, just emphasize the legato and we will have fun. Everyone in your part, if you would, from 18 to 22, that should be a gradual crescendo. I want a crescendo all the way to 22, and then we have a sudden mezzo forte there, right on the end of 1 in measure 22. So we want to come up, reach the downbeat, and then come back into the texture. So if you could, y'all have pencils here? You should. If you don't, borrow one. Anyone need one?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
The crescendo stops in the middle of 21.
No, take the crescendo all the way to the end of 22. Because we want to, that's the arrival point, and we want to back off, and then we'll get there. Okay. Same thing, one more time. Can we backtrack a little bit? Let's go 14 to 22, focusing on the crescendo, and then coming back immediately when we get to 22. So pickups to, what did I say? Pickups to 14. Good. Horns, you're playing measure 21 stop, correct? Cool. Can I hear that real quick? Just because it's spicy. So I'll give you 1, 2. And 1, 2. Can I, since it's stop, have a little bit more of it, since it's a sforzando. And 1, 2. There we go. Because again, you're the only ones that have that. Perfect. Euphonium, just, add to the color along with basses. Just follow the line like it says in the music. So moving ahead, can we start at pickups to 18? Clarinets, you can come up a little bit. Still, I would like a little bit more. It's mezzo forte. Can you play it around 14, please? Just to have it, since that's the one melody line that we have. So let's keep going forward. Can we start right at pickups to 18 and now go to, let's go to 30. No, I lied. Let's go to 26. So pickups to 18 to 26. And what? When I play bass, that was my favorite part. So good. That sounded really good. Great job with clarinets. That forte really brings it out of the texture. Basses, just remember, all low voices, just that nice buoyancy. Like, instead of just like a lamb, think of like, who remembers the movie Hoodwinked from like 2006? Remember the Schnitzel guy? Yeah, he's a big guy, but he's really buoyant and really like dancey. That's the kind of the character that we want to envelop there. Yes. So Corey, you're covering the horn solo, correct?
Yes.
So at 26, we have a little bit of, you think that the ba-dum-bum-bum is the melody. I want that to be slightly secondary to what's going on in the oboes and the clarinets, because they have something that's new that we haven't heard before, and just shake things up. So can we go 26 to 34? And before I forget, clarinets on the grace notes and the bump bam, really like give it to me. Give me those accents, because again, those are one of the only times that we have them. Okay. So starting at 26 with a pickup in the horn, and we'll go to 30, 33. Good. Okay, so the accents in measure 26, first clarinet and oboe, is more of an agogic stress, not so much an air stress. We want more dun dun dee ya bum bum bee ya bum 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 ba ya bum 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 bum. On those eighth notes, on those ascending eighth notes into measure 30, add a lot of direction, and even though it's written in as a slight crescendo, give it as much as possible just to propel us in the next measure. Because those beat 2 really belongs in measure 30 rather than measure 29. It's leading us to measure 30. And then, so can we try that real quick? Can I hear oboe and first clarinet, and then with the moving forward into measure 30, and with the dia, agogic stress. And 1, 2. Good. One more time. I could use still a little bit more. Just dia, really dia. And 1, 2. Good. It happens to the best of us. Make sure that the second member at the end of a slur, the note at the end of a slur, the last note matches the articulation of the note after it. So make sure that the second note is not too long. Dun dun dee to give it a little bit of a lift to match the E flat in the next measure. One more time. And ready, go. Good. Just for my fancy, can I please hear? Bari sax, alto, tenor, and bass clarinet, just to make sure we have the ching, ching, ching going on. So 26 to 30. Ching, and Good. Bass clarinet, you can bring that bum 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 out a little bit more. And if you look, if you heard it, in measure 29 we have the bum bum. That we have the 5-5-1 and that nice cadential right there, but it keeps going. But still bring that out a little bit, just to get that still the finality, if you will, the bum bum bum. One more time, bass clarinets and saxes minus soprano. 2, ready, Good. Can we have everyone now? 26 to 34. Yes.
You want us to play the first swing cues at 30?
Yes, please. Okay. 26 to 34. Ready? That was good. Great job. Can I, if y'all could be so kind, first clarinet and oboe still give me more on the ascending eighth notes into 30, just to still give. I know there's only 2 of y'all against all of them, but still, lead forward, please, if you will. Soprano, just match the style, what you heard from the oboe, what they set up, you know what to do. Cornet, same thing, just they set it up for you, you knock it down. Heard that somewhere. Okay, can we start now at 30 and go to 38, please? Nope, I lied. Let's do 38 to 42. I lied again. 30 to 42. There we go. Y'all keeping me young. Okay. right now, so I picture like, you know, the green foothills of Scotland. The shepherds are coming around. You've seen the different guys coming in like, oh, hey, you're here. How's your wife? Like, what's going on? And then at 34, not to be stereotypical, that's when like, you know, who's seen Beauty and the Beast? You know, like Gaston's groupies? Like, oh my God, he's so handsome. Like that yellowy, bright tinginess, which is added by the bells, is the kind of color and the kind of texture we're going for in this section. If you literally look in your part that says Chippy, it's like Chip and Dale, but not as annoying. So, Marissa, howdy, how you doing? Welcome, the percussionists. They're waiting so patiently as we're getting through the entire piece. I want you to be not dominant, but I want you to be a definite color change. I want you to color what the rest of what the winds are doing. And because you're going to add that little bit of that bite and that little bit of, you know, that yellow color that we're looking for. And then also if you look in the clarinets and the flutes and the oboes, you look, your pickups have always been 8 notes into this point, and this is now a 16th note. So it's different, it's a definite style change. There we are. And then always, as we've been doing through the rest of the piece, just always the accent on beat 2 is more of an agogic stress and not so much of a slap accent. So, if y'all could be so kind, can we please do 34 to 42? And really, I want you to really focus on capturing that color change that we have. This is the first time we have it. Yes?
30 or 34?
Pickups at 34. Yes. Sorry if I wasn't clear. Ready? Boom. Cool. So, one cool thing that Grainger loves to do, if y'all didn't know, Grainger, he was Australian born, was like, I want to be an American, as most people do. And but his favorite type of music was English folk music. And so throughout a lot of his pieces, he always he had like the main song that he did, and the one that he wrote for, but then he always adds like a little bit of a taste of some other folk songs. So if I could please have all the cornets play what you have at measure 40. So if you can name this tune, I'll give you snacks and water. Look at that, because I don't have money. So if we could have if we could please, we want to hear this come through, which y'all are doing here. I just want everyone else to be aware of it. So measure 40, all the cornets. Ready? Boom. If y'all know, that's Country Gardens, which is another one of his famous pieces.
It's 31.
Is it 31? What?
He said, since you won, you can do what?
Oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't really fair.
You're right. So, just make sure right in your part at measure 40, there's that nice little Country Gardens thing, just to be aware and we're listening for it. So, one more time. I could still use a little bit more bitiness and a little bit more staccato. Not necessarily, like, not staccato, but not staccatissimo, just right in the middle. I want that nice bite, but still with tone. So, pickups at 34 to 42 one more time, then we're going to go back to the beginning, put it all together. Ready? Good. Again, I said one more time, I'm figuring out that band directors lie all the time, so you know I'm starting my career early. Can I please hear all clarinets minus bass, soprano, saxophone, flutes, and oboes, just to check the articulation that we have going on there in the melody. Oh, and can I also hear bells with that as well? So flutes, oboes, soprano, and clarinets. 34 to 42 again. Ready? Good. Just still, we're not going to go over it again, but still just a little bit more. It still seems a little bit too, not like legato, because that's not what we're doing, but still not on the brightness side that I'm looking for. So, back to the beginning. Let's put that all together. And make sure, so just some reminders, the 5-1 motion that we're looking for, the Schnitzel man, buoyancy in the bases that we're looking for, and then always over-exaggerate the dynamics. So let's put that all together. So beginning to 42, please. Beginning to 42. Saxes, just remember again, just a quick reminder, 21, we were listening for them before, measure before the 16 notes for the little chromatic ditty that we got going in there. Great job, flute and oboe, on the 8th notes ascending into measure 30. And with that, let's move forward. So, measure 42. Bass clarinets, you have the euphonium, continue, you have it. Since we have euphoniums now, don't need you play it. Thanks guys for coming. Can I please hear, can I hear accompaniment at measure 42? So that is all high woodwinds, horns, and yeah, that's it. All high woodwinds and horns. Good. Again, like we said before, what I said to Will and Rachel, that big D, that real dig in and that weight, it's almost as if it's like you're someone just standing there, when like you have like little kids and like push on you and they're like, hey, am I annoying you? Am I annoying you yet? How about now? And you're just standing there and you're like, could you stop please? Because you're 12. That's the kind of push that we want. Not so much that we're like knocking over, but enough to know that we're there. And then cornets, you can play your ascending notes at measure 45. And again, just like I said before to first clarinet and oboe, just that nice direction moving forward, because especially in third cornet, you go F, D, F, F, C, F, I can't read, G, A, really spin your air off the C, and that's where and you're going to provide a lot of the direction because you have that change in direction note-wise. Same thing one more time. Could I have accompaniment from 42 to, that's redundant. Let's just do till 50. 42 to 50. Accompaniment only. Ready? Make sure a third clarinets. We don't have E flat. Second clarinets. Soprano sax, alto sax, first and second horn. All y'all have those nice little, again, chromatic tones. Chromatic means color. So we need to add a little bit of that. Whenever you have a note that's not on the key signature, that's an accidental, don't be like, ha, I have an accidental, but bring it out just a little bit. One more time, and then we'll move on to the lows with a nice little Good. Moving forward, can I now hear low voices? Bass clarinets, because I was so mad that I didn't get to play this part when I played bass. I kind of had you all play it. Because Grainger, fun fact about Grainger, the reason he loved writing for band is because he was really liberal. He thought orchestra was a capitalist hellscape because the strings always got all the good melodies, and that's why he wrote for band, because he liked to pass it around. Clarinet specifically, you'll see a lot in... Hi, Dr. Cole.
Hey, David, I'm just checking to see if Professor Ponjuan is here.
Not that I can see.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, cool. But with clarinet, with at least in clarinet's a lot of his lyrical music, he would actually take the melody out of first clarinet and put it in second and third. So that's always a nice thing, and especially, like, we love woodwinds, they're very Englishly instruments, so I like to have a little bit of that reed sound at 42. With that being said, low voices, can I please have you from 42 to 50, including bass clarinets, and because you have it, Barry and tenor too. Barry and tenor you should have used there, but reeds, make sure you're just coloring the bass voices and you're not the dominant voice. So, right, 42 low voices, ready, and... Can I have a key play a little bit lighter, just more like front of your seat, like lifted, and then Adam Thomas, same thing like I told the cornets and the other saxes, make sure just that nice crescendo forward with those eighth notes. One more time. Ready? Good. If you notice in measure 45, you have the same sol, do thing going on, so bring that out. There's something else I was going to say. If you notice, clarinets and all the accompaniment voices, your accents line up with what they have in the melody. So make sure everyone collectively has that nice on beat 2, because 2 in cut time is the weak beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. So make sure we give beat 2 the weight that Grainger wrote in. Can I have everyone now from 42 to 50? And low voices, let me have it, but like suburbia, let me have it. Not like I don't want you coming out of the gate. I want it sophisticated. Make sense? Everyone, 42 to 50. 1, 2. Cool. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
You've been waiting so long. It's so nice. That crash is a crash.
Okay.
That's good. That's like the percussionists. Their parts, they literally don't come in until like now. They've been waiting so patiently. So let's have it. One more time for the percussion to make sure we have that nice and crash. And 1, 2. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Can we put that all together now, starting pickups to 34. Pickups to 34 to measure 50. Good. Sounds fantastic. Conductor is there. Marissa, in measure 34, whenever you have those nice little rolls on beat 2, give them a little bit more front, a little bit more accent, just so we can really hear the definition in the roll. Moving ahead, we talked about the direction 45, the dia, the buoyancy, color change, and the percussion color. Look at us. We're getting so much done. So much done. Okay, cool. Not that much left to talk about. So moving forward, let's start at 50 and let's go all the way to 66. Everyone. Before I say anything, at measure 50, Taylor, you get that line, David, so lay out there because it says conductor use either soprano or alto, and since you were in the beginning, I want to give a little bit to Taylor. And also at the beginning, if I wasn't specified, I want alto first for that line. And then, make sense?
Wait.
So,
Wait, question.
Yes.
So at the very beginning, you want alto first and then soprano, or just alto?
I want at the very beginning, I want just alto for the solo. So the first 1, 2, 3, I want soprano for those 4 measures, no alto.
Okay.
Just have that nice little contrast. Okay, 50. 1, sorry. 1, 2. Make sure the tendency when we start playing longer is to slow down. Make sure we're still moving forward. Tenor and alto in measure 53, you're the ones that set up that nice legato section that we want. So make sure you play nice and strong, play the phrase, play dynamics, so on and so forth. Flutes and oboes and the pickups to 54. I can still have a little bit more chipperness. We want to still capture the color we had at 34, because this is where we have that, it's the bleeding together section where we have the stuff from the beginning with those nice short, crisp notes, and then we have the legato coming in and eventually taking over. Now with that being said, nope, that was it. Oh, actually, there's something to say. Measure 61, horns, high. So this, that little thing where you have the A flat, I want you to pierce through the ensemble. I want you to give it to us, because you're the only ones that have it, and it's honestly really cool. So one more time, at 50, same thing, and really focus on just still moving forward in the legatos, playing the phrases, playing the dynamics that he has written, and tenor and alto really giving us those nice long phrases, nice legato phrases. Sorry. So right 50. Nice. Everyone, since everyone has this, I want the sol do thing, the sol do motive at measure 65, really, so contrast to buoyant, we want nice and pesante, nice and heavy, which is going to be helped with the, hey Melody, my girl back there, Melanie, I'm sorry, wait, no. Oh, Jesus, okay, we're out here trying our best. You really get, this is like a big timpani moment. So give us that, you're gonna help give us that nice pesante feel. Same thing, Nicole, with crash cymbals, nice pesante feel, and then lows as well. Everyone just is like the boom thing that we want. So one more time from 50, and everyone, great job on the gradual crescendo leading forward. Nice phrasing. One more time from 50. Yes. Very nice passante, but can we still have a little bit of space? A little bit of space there, because if we have like bum, bum, I want bum, bum, still passante, but a little bit separated. Can I hear just that real quick? Done. So measure 65 by itself. Measure 65, everyone. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. There we go. Make sure that we don't hang over, because if you look, we have the nice accent with the staccato, so still make sure that it's cut off. Okay, so now bleeding it together, can we please start at 58 and go all the way to 74, 58 to 74. Ready? Good. the style is militant. Everyone has these nice accents. Although they're accent, I still want them a little bit separated. And that's going to help us set up what happens in measure 70 and 71. So can we please start at 66 and go to 74? Because we have this nice little like breakdown section that Grainger writes in with all these nice chromatics and everything else. Ready? Good. Much better. Much. I was gonna say much gooder. That's not right. So moving forward, because we want to run this pretty soon, because I want to be respectful of y'all's time. Measure 74. Nice old brass choir. Can I please hear every brass part? Woodwinds, listen to what you're accompanying, please. So all brass. Starting at 70. Pickups at 74. Same thing, just those eighth notes belong in the next measure, so just lead them forward. So I'll give you 1, 2, 1. 1. Good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Make sure that you still have the nice, we're back to buoyancy now. So make sure with your articulation not to make those eighth notes too long. Now, on the other hand, can I hear all woodwinds, please, right there at 74 to 82. Right? Oh, sorry, yes?
Do you want the basic keys there again?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
You had your Good. That means it's like thin woodwind stuff. What do you expect? Okay, everyone from 74 to 81. Everyone in woodwinds, make sure you let the brass shine in this moment. 1, 2. Sorry, everyone's yeah, sorry, my bad. Pickups to 74 with the brass. 1, 2, 1. 1. Good. And Nicole, make that crash a little bit more articulate, because that's what's gonna help us. Y'all listen to stop the sound. So, that's great so far. We're doing really good. We're almost at the end. Huzzah. At measure 82, everyone please write on your part. We're going to start a little bit slower and then a cello, and we're going to arrive at our tempo at measure 90. Also, dynamically, I want us to come down a little bit to about a mezzo piano and then crescendo to measure 90 as well. So, let's try that. So starting at 82, remember, a little bit slower than we did before, and a little bit quieter, gradually crescendo. Cool, so right there, very fast, we're gonna go fast. Let's do that one more time, just so we can get comfortable with it for myself as well. And could we be a little bit more, so right now we're playing very horizontally, which I greatly appreciate. At this very beginning, in measure 82, can we play a little bit more vertically? Just to have this sense of, just the slowing down and like skipping forward and like the end of the thing and really to drive it to the end. Okay, 82, one more time. 2. just give me as much as you want. Doesn't have to be chromatics and an actual 7-lit. I don't care. Just that's more of just an effective screen of noise with the percussion taking us out. At the end